If I were to ask for your opinion on someone who is subjected to emotional torment daily, someone who weeps in the shadows, yet vehemently refuses to break free from a toxic entanglement, what would you say? In all likelihood, you would dismiss them as weak. You would claim they lack self-worth, or perhaps categorize them as a naive fool, incapable of recognizing their own best interest. This is the comforting lie pop psychology feeds us, purely to satisfy our fragile ego and our delusion of human rationality. But what if I told you that this individual suffers from neither flaw nor weakness? Rather, they are merely executing a strict, inescapable biological mandate, one that their conscious intellect fiercely refuses to acknowledge. For the philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, remaining in a psychological hell is not a personal choice. It is a total surrender to a blind, cosmic force dwelling in the absolute depths of our genetic makeup. A force entirely indifferent to your emotional well-being. He termed it the will to live. This will does not seek your happiness. Instead, with terrifying precision, it seeks out whatever will resurrect your unhealed historical wounds. You do not choose your partner out of free will. You choose your familiar executioner. Let us strip away the illusion of rational choice and dissect the mechanical reality of the prison within you. To comprehend your utter inability to walk away, we must first dismantle the ultimate myth by which you live, the grand illusion that you are a rational being. We like to believe that our conscious intellect steers our lives. We tell ourselves that we see the red flags in a toxic individual and that through sheer willpower, we will avoid them. But Schopenhauer exposes the human intellect as nothing more than a frail servant, a low-level clerk executing the commands of a brutal, blind master. This master is the will, and the will does not care for concepts such as love, romance, or psychological stability. It is driven solely by an eternal, insatiable hunger to exploit human vulnerabilities, even if the ultimate cost is your complete internal destruction. When you encounter a toxic individual, your conscious mind screams, "Run! This person will ruin you." Yet the will, operating from the abyss of your subconscious, whispers, "Stay. This person possesses the exact flavor of agony we are accustomed to. They complement our trauma perfectly." You are not drawn to the toxic predator because you are foolish. You are drawn to them because the will recognized them as the flawless instrument required to activate your deeply suppressed internal conflicts. To the will, familiarity equals security, even if that familiarity is wrapped in suffering, as Schopenhauer accurately summarized, shattering all human intellectual pride. We do not want a thing because we have found reasons for it. We find reasons for it because we want it. This leaves us with a deeply unsettling question. If your innermost nature is the very entity that selected this executioner, how do you escape a prison when you are the one who constructed its walls? To escape a prison, one must first comprehend the precise mechanics of its locks. The reason you constantly return to the source of your pain lies within a metaphysical trap Schopenhauer identified as the perpetual oscillation between pain and boredom. The will deceives you into believing that your executioner holds the exclusive antidote to your internal void. To understand the terrifying accuracy of this claim, we must step out of 19th century philosophy and enter the labs of modern science. In 2014, behavioral scientists from the universities of Virginia and Harvard isolated a group of individuals in entirely barren rooms for a mere 15 minutes. They were stripped of everything: their phones, their books, and any external stimuli. They were left completely alone with their own thoughts. However, the researchers left one item in the room, a single button that, if pressed, would deliver a painful, electric shock to the participant. The shocking revelation? A staggering percentage of the participants chose to voluntarily and repeatedly shock themselves rather than endure the quiet void. These were healthy, ordinary individuals. They simply could not tolerate sitting in absolute silence for a quarter of an hour. This empirical experiment is the literal proof of Schopenhauer's doctrine. The human consciousness dreads the existential void above all else. It is entirely willing to manufacture tangible pain purely to escape the horror of nothingness. And this is precisely where the trap of toxic relationships snaps shut. The toxic person in your life is that red button. You are fully aware that approaching them guarantees a violent, agonizing shock. Yet, when you walk away and the deafening silence of loneliness sets in, your consciousness panics. Terrified of the internal emptiness, your hand reaches out instinctively to press the button once more. You do not love your executioner. You are merely addicted to their pain as a narcotic to prove to yourself that you are still alive. Is there, then, an exit? Schopenhauer offers no optimistic, self-help illusions. He does not provide comforting platitudes. Instead, he hands you a cold, surgical scalpel. The ultimate solution does not lie in changing your partner, nor in finding a surrogate. It lies strictly in the denial of the will. This demands that you cease viewing your ego as the center of the universe. It requires you to stop searching for wholeness through the medium of another person. The moment you realize that this toxic individual is not your tragic destiny, but merely a mirror reflecting your own unaddressed emptiness, your desire to possess them evaporates, and with it, the venom loses its potency. You cannot achieve external liberation while remaining an internal slave. As Schopenhauer definitively stated, the person who is not his own master is not free. True autonomy begins when you accept the stark reality that you do not require another soul to complete you. The next time you feel that fatal, magnetic pull towards someone you know will destroy you, construct no excuses. Do not rationalize the urge. Observe the impulse with absolute, freezing detachment. Recognize that this is not love. It is the will desperately attempting to drag you back to the scene of the crime. Now, the real question is not, will I leave? The question is, do I possess the raw courage to confront the vast, silent void I will leave behind? If you found a mirror of your hidden reality within this clinical anatomy, subscribe to Monocle Mind. We are not here to seek comfortable illusions. We are here to seek the truth, no matter how agonizing it may be. I'm Monocle Mind, and behind every psychological chaos lies an illusion we refuse to let go of.